Renzo, you weren't told about a speech, but I was, and you're going to have to deal with it. I'm so honored and humbled to be receiving this award. I started coaching in 1975, and now here I am in front of you 50 years later. I guess to take a rewrite of a Dr. Seuss line, I'm sad that my coaching days are over, but I'm really happy that it happened. I want to share experience with me that in my first year that really positively impacted the course of my career. I know it'll take some time, but it's really important to me. We were at a tournament at Saunders, and I watched them play, and I didn't understand anything. They looked like a fire drill. So after the match, I went up to the coach, Von Peckham, and I said, "Coach, will you please explain to me what you're doing?" And this veteran, iconic coach looked at me, sat down and patiently explained to me. A rookie coach who really, he didn't know it all of his stratagems. And it was a kickstart to my career. I said, this is really exciting. And I implemented a lot of that stuff to great success. And I learned an important lesson. Don't be afraid to ask other coaches for help. It's just like that box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But unquestionably, it was my family who were my greatest support. Natasha Spaulding knows my daughter. She played with her at high school. And she knows that if I'd ever gone home complaining, Allison would look me in the eye and say, "Dad, you're a coach. You're going to lose. Deal with it." And I think she would agree with that. And that was a kind of support. Like they told me that I wasn't a failure if I lost games. It was just that I was a coach. We win games, and you have to move on. Although I've had the good fortune to have had the help of encouragement from so many coaches here in the Kitchener-Waterloo area, I have to mention a few of them many of them are sitting over here to my left. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for these people. Dave McIntyre, along with Kelsey Orth and Peter Olenek, who's sitting over there, were three fiercely competitive athletes, and they proved that undersized teams could be successful. Dave McIntyre also became my assistant coach at Laurier and was the most positive assistant coach I ever had. I mentioned Lisa Wallace. She was my first impactful recruit when I was at Wilfrid Laurier. She's like a magnet. When other players saw that Lisa Wallace was going to Laurier, they came too, and within a couple of years, Laurier became a really good team. Frank Leung and I coached for 4 years with a club team that's already been talked about. We did really great after 4 years, and he helped me for 3 years at Wilfrid Laurier. Frank's an excellent technical eye, great at game planning, but he's especially great to commiserate on the bench, especially during our early years at Laurier when we came up against teams coached by Tim Laux. Laura Brown and I also had 3 great years as co-coaches of a very good women's team in the early 2000s where we won quite a few medals. But most of all, I have to give proper due to the most influential person of my coaching career. I've known Paul Pavin since 1982, and we've coached against each other, and we've been long friends, and we've started up a number of projects, such as the volleyball camp. We were at the summer games together, and he's always been available to talk volleyball and give sound advice when he's asked to do so. He never forced his opinion on me. But in 1996, then Paul asked me to help him start up the Predator Volleyball Club, and I was only too glad to become part of this exciting new venture. But within a short time, he really made one of his rare excellent decisions. He recruited Kelvin Huey, Lisa Watson, Corinne Williams, and Laura Brown. And the 6 of us are still together now 16 years later, and other than me, they're all still coaching, and there's a lot of provincial gold in that group. I still consider all of these wonderful people as my friends today. I think the following expression sums up perfectly my career. If you want to be successful, make sure you work with successful people. It has been my good fortune to have been able to do just that. Thank you.